Hey guys, Mono here, finally with some news on the British forces and the new maps. This update will be launching on May 25th, which happens to be a very important date in Argentina. It marks the establishment of the first government, so I consider it high treason from the Helladus team to add the British on such a significant date, but I guess when you suck at football and you only managed to win the World Cup once, half a century ago, that's more than you can ask for. Alright. That said, let's take a look at the new maps. Oh no, what's this? It's another bridge map, and it's already giving me some Remagen PTSD, but good news, the bridge isn't the only way across on this one. It seems like there's some other areas that you can go across. So around here and around here. So there's not just one way across the river, which it seems like they've learned their lesson because Remagen doesn't play very well because of how this game is. So there seems to be some areas that you can go across, and the surrounding terrain is also extremely flat, as you can see here in these pictures. So there's not like a huge mountain on one side that's providing an advantage and allowing you to get into a good firing position and basically kill anything that tries to cross the bridge. So it looks good. Like, I really like these screenshots. I really like the overcast weather. And, hopefully it plays well. This map, by the way, is called Driel. I believe that's how it's pronounced. And then we have El Alamein. They didn't show additional screenshots for El Alamein. We actually don't get some of the screenshots for the weapons or the vehicles. But El Alamein looks really interesting. It looks so different from other maps in the game. We have this town area here, and how mountainous it all is with actual proper elevation lines that are useful in this tactical map. So, I don't know, the airfield here with the big open field that it provides, all of these different buildings around, like ambushed convoy here, this village, the hamlet ruins, it looks really interesting. It looks so different from other maps. It kind of reminds me of something like Foy, in terms of these scattered buildings around the map, or something like Kursk, but with a much more dramatic elevation difference, right? It's not flat like Foy is. It has all of these mountains around and these valleys and everything. I'm very curious to see how it plays. Unfortunately, I'm going on a trip the day after this update drops, so I don't know how much I'll actually be able to play this or cover it, because I won't have my PC on that trip, so yeah. Anyway, moving on, we have the weapons here. We have the Lanchester, I believe it's pronounced, which is a submachine gun. I think this will go into kits like the MP40 goes into kits. So kits that currently have something like the Thompson or the MP40, the equivalent will be this replacement for them. The Sten gun seems like it would go for a replacement of the grease gun for the American forces, but hopefully they get a bit more creative than that and they give this to other loadouts. I don't know, I'm curious to see how symmetric the British loadouts are compared to the American ones. Then we have the Bren MK2. We don't have a picture for that. Here's a picture. I think we all know this gun with the very obtrusive magazine from the top. Of course, this magazine from the top is there because if you had it at the bottom, it would make it harder for you to plant the gun somewhere and actually shoot from the ground because the magazine would obstruct that. But that's the way it is. My guess is that's going to be the machine gunner loadout 1, or maybe it goes to the automatic rifleman because we do have the Lewis gun. That's going to be the main machine gun probably. So yeah, maybe we have the Bren be the first loadout for the machine gunner, and then the Lewis gun will be the second loadout. That's just my guess. We have the Lee Enfield Pattern 1914. Again, no picture, but we do have a picture here. This is the standard bolt-action rifle for the British forces. We also have the rifle number 4, which is another bolt-action rifle. Unfortunately, there's no screenshot or mention of what the sniper rifle is going to be. I believe they used a Lee Enfield rifle, so it's probably just going to be the Lee Enfield with a scope on it. Then we have the handgun, which is going to be the Webley, which is a revolver. It looks like this. I think also, if you've played World War II games with the British forces, you probably used this gun at some point. And lastly, the knife, which, whatever, I guess, it's melee weapon. That's going to be the melee weapon. And then we move on to the armor and vehicles. And the heavy tank is going to be, as we thought it would, the Sherman 76mm Firefly with the 17-pounder anti-tank gun. I'm kind of disappointed that this is the heavy tank because it's another Sherman in a way. You know, it's kind of like the same model. I wish it were something like a Churchill, but also it does make a lot of sense for this to be the tank. Then we have the Cromwell as the medium tank, which looks amazing. I really like this screenshot. You can see some details of El Alamein here, which also looks fantastic. And lastly, we have the Tetrarch, which I find that hard to pronounce, but this is what it looks like. It's going to be the light tank, and the Daimler is going to be the armored car. I love the way this tank looks, by the way. I just find it, you know, it's like a cute looking tank with big wheels. Yeah, I like the way it looks. And lastly, we have the British forces here with the infantry models that look really well. And that's kind of all the information we have. As I mentioned, this is dropping on May 25th. So only 20 days from now. I can't believe they actually moved the date forward, which is really good because this was planned for June. I was hoping that I would get back from my trip and then have the update, but unfortunately, it's launching the day I'm basically packing the bags. So I'm gonna try and play this and give you guys my first impressions on the 25th, but I don't know if that's gonna be feasible or not. But in any case, I will be playing it when I get back. If you saw the news on the channel recently, I am going to start looking for a job. I will also launch a Patreon soon for the channel if you guys want to support me through that. But the reality is I'm just not being able to live off the channel alone. I do have some additional income coming from other investments and stuff, but you know, it's just not enough. So anyway, I can't wait to play this update. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments section. And as always, thank you for watching, and I hope I will catch you in the next one.